which would be David. My wife always says that God will sit one down and raise up another. Who is God ready to sit down and raise you up in their place? God is ready to sit some people down. He's ready to move some people out the way and move some people out of position to put you in position. But you got to be able to hear God's voice. You got to be able to have his character. He called David before he created him and fashioned David after his own heart. God will literally sit one down and raise up another. God called David before he was born, and God called you before you were born. David is not even born yet. Here's the thing. He won't even be born for another 8 years. That number 8 is very important because the number 8 signifies new beginnings. The number 8 signifies resurrection and regeneration. God is ready to give you a new beginning. God is ready to resurrect you and regenerate some things in your life. It is often seen as the number following 7, which represents completeness, implying 8 is the new era or new order. So key examples, 8 people on Noah's Ark, the 8 Beatitudes that Jesus presented, and the 8th day being a new beginning after the Sabbath. So it's not as if God was looking for a replacement and he found David wandering. It's not that God went out looking for David. God literally said, I have to fashion a man after my image and likeness, meaning God looked in the mirror and said, look at my heart. This is how I'm going to create David. I'm going to create David this way. I'm taking a piece of my heart and I'm creating a man after my own image. This phrase highlights his unique relationship with God and his unwavering faith in the face of challenges. That's why I believe David was called a man after God's own heart, because of what he went through and how he was able to respond to that. If we look at faith and obedience, David's obedience to God, his courage in battle, and his unwavering faith in God's promise were seen as characteristics that made him a man after his own heart. So just because David was a man after God's own heart didn't mean he wasn't going to go through trouble. It was how he responded when he went in trouble. It didn't mean that he was not going to go through anything, not feel any pain, or not mess up. Many times we think we're not man or woman after God's own heart because we mess up, but it's what we do when we mess up. God literally had to create a man after his own heart to fulfill the promise in the midst of the things that were transpiring. There's things transpiring right now, and God is asking you, are you fashioned after my heart? When I put you in position, are you going to speak what I want you to speak? The thing I hear God saying even now is too many Christians and too many people of the body of Christ have their own opinion and not God's opinion. You can't be a man after God's own heart and speak what you think and not what God thinks. What does God say about abortion? What does God say about homosexuality?